2013, in fact, very curiously after the concerns of the 2012 Mayan end of the long count. So the long count ends, everybody's kind of nervous about that and what it means. And then in 2013, a year later, a book was unclassified by the CIA. Okay. It was written in 1963 by Chan Thomas. He's had an interesting life. He's a self-asserted ufologist. He's been very much discredited all over the world, conspiracy theorist that used to be synonymous with crazy. However, we've recently had disclosure. So also, sometimes a narrative will spin to make you believe something until it no longer suits major groups for you to believe it, okay? Theoretically. His theory is something that's very interesting. Basically, I'm not saying his theory is true, but what I'm saying is that the CIA doesn't immediately classify books for nothing. And in 2013, they classified what they called a sanitized version. They declassified a sanitized version of it, okay? The theory of his book is based on the premise that every 7,000 years, there's a major pole flip, which causes a worldwide catastrophe, completely desolating human accomplishment and human numbers. The next one that was predicted by Thomas, somewhere between 2000 and 2500 AD. I will say that, again, the CIA doesn't just randomly classify things that they think are conspiratorial or unusual. And Edgar Casey, the sleeping prophet, reported that he was expecting a pole shift from somewhere between 1958 to 1998. Obviously, the pole did not shift at that time, but the pole has been moving, and it had made a very noticeable move in 1998 that was detected. Since then, the magnetic pole has been moving much more rapidly. Is a pole shift imminent? It could be. It could be. I'm not a scientist. Now, the name of the book was called The Story of Adam and Eve, and it basically reflected having to rebuild civilization. Is that real likely to be the outcome? We don't know. Humans